So Shedeur Sanders wins another award. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised, man? This young man, he's got a big future. And this has been fun to watch. Let's talk about it. What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And Shedeur Sanders again wins another award, Week 9 Newcomer of the Week. This brother has shown leadership, toughness, and finds a way to make a big play. His football IQ is ahead of his age, and the future is bright. As Jackson State prepares for Texas Southern, I want them to keep airing it out. I know they want to establish the run game, but the run game is not there. Don't try to run it when you're not really making headway in that. So do what works. It's going to be interesting to see because Texas Southern, in my opinion, has improved from the beginning of the week to now. They've changed their whole outlook of their program. That's thanks to the quarterback they have, Andrew Body, who's a true freshman himself, doing really well. And he was asserted into the starting lineup against Rice. But that's what changed. That's why they started to look like a respectable team in a Swac. As for Coach Prime, he probably won't coach this game. I've seen no indication that he's going to coach against Texas Southern. So Coach Harold, as of now, until further notice, will be taking over the coaching aspect of it. But I'm excited, even with their flaws as a team. Penalties, sometimes they, get misaligned at times, and those are very correctable. But what I do like when I watch Jackson State is the fact that they play with heart. They play aggressive, and that's what you can ask for. And they're missing players time to time. Shane Hooks is injured. Can you imagine him coming back to this offense? See, Shane Hooks, when he was playing, T.C. Taylor wasn't the offensive coordinator, so you didn't really see him in his abilities get showcased. When he comes back, I don't know if it's this week or the next week, that's another arsenal to the weaponry of Jackson State. So this is going to be some excitement. But as long as Jackson State just stays consistent, do what they're supposed to do, that should be a good win. Now, again, it's any given Sunday. And if you overlook your opponent, you can have a loss. But I want to say shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man. Another award. Keep doing your thing. I know you got the haters and shines wanting you to fail, wanting you to not succeed. But you keep playing, you keep your head down, and that's a lot on a kid. For him to keep rising above all of it, all the hate and doubt, is impressive. So keep doing your thing, Shedeur. Before I go, this is what Coach Harold said in his press conference about playing against Texas Southern and his outlook at the team, and Coach Prime and his health.
To join us, Coach, if you would please start us out with the opening statement about the team's most recent outing at Mississippi Valley State.
Yes, I mean, first and foremost, hats off to Coach Dance, his staff and his team. I think they did a great job as far as their preparation, having their team ready to compete. They came in and did some outstanding things as far as being able to run the football and also stopping our run game. But it's definitely a good opportunity to go in and compete against that team. And, very thankful for those that came, the fans and the Sonic Boom. We needed that extra lift to get us going. But we'll take the win. It's always good to get back and make corrections after a win. And that's where we are right now. They're trying to improve on some of the things that we felt like we had some deficiencies.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. We're up for questions. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing?
Good. I know you are in constant contact with Coach Prime, but just wanted to ask a question in regards to his spirits going forward and his health update, if you will.
Yes. Thanks for asking. Coach Prime is still, getting better and better. Every time I talk to him last night. Talked to him this morning with updates, some things that he want to make sure that we keep incorporated, and pretty much showing how proud he is of the staff and the players and how we're doing. And like anything, he's doing well. Right now I just try to leave anything for medical things. Just let him try to make those comments when he gets back. But when I talk to him, he's in great spirits and he's well engaged, and he's continuously just helping us get better as we go throughout the weeks.
Sure thing. Football question. Texas Southern, they are a prolific passing attack. They're number 2 in the conference in regards to passing. Does this sort of play into the hands of Jackson State in regards to their defense being able to get after a pass?
I mean, definitely we feel like we're very good up front as far as getting after the quarterback with our defensive ends, our front seven. We feel confident with our guys in the secondary as far as being in position to make plays. But when you look at what Body is doing, he's putting up numbers. Guys outside, they're getting open. O-line is giving them time to make those plays. I think he's more dangerous when he's extending the plays. So you got to make sure you keep him in the pocket. You got to probably cover the guys a little bit longer down the field because he's very good as far as extending plays. So we got to make sure that when you look at what he's done over the weeks, over 500 yards total offense, the passing game, run game is very balanced. So we got to make sure he's a young guy, he's a freshman. And he does a great job as far as making plays in the passing game for his team.
Sure thing. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Coach Harrell, congratulations on that victory at Valley. Can you talk about the concept of November football? It's about winning games and solidifying a championship run, but talk about it from a coaching perspective and why the month of November is so important in HBCU football in any football, and in particularly in this case in the Swac?
Well, thank you, James. Great question. And we want to make sure we understand what we're trying to get done, and like every program as far as finishing. In the month of November, late October, November is, pretty much championship football. You get a change of weather. You get guys throughout the season start to get a little fatigue, and sometimes they want to try to push the envelope a little as far as not being on time, not doing all the extra things. You get some things off the field classrooms where guys not doing well in the classrooms. So you got to take all those things in consideration to make sure you keep your guys focused. And that's what we are at this point, trying to make sure our guys understand what we're trying to work towards. Like you said, James, during this part of the year, we know we got 3 games remaining, so we try to take week by week. We know we got Texas Southern. From our standpoint, Texas Southern, we want to go 1-0. We want to complete this mission. To understand, even though they're on the other side of the bracket, we want to win all these games. We're not just concerned about the East. We want to make sure we show a good representation throughout the Swac as we play the game of football. We got Southern coming the following week. Then we know we got a big game versus Alcorn. So week by week, we try to make sure we have what we have in place, things we can hang our hat on. We try to pull things from last week as far as discipline. So our mindset this week is self-discipline because we feel like last week, when it came to the crucial situations on 3rd down, trying to get the first down, receiving out on the ball. We get the first down, that play is called back. We're trying to punt the ball after they go to punt. We get them off the field. We got 12 guys on the field. So it's like situational things we want to try to make sure we continue to master. And once we go throughout the week, like self-discipline is this week, as we get closer to Alcorn, we'll change things up. We'll focus on winning the state of Mississippi. We did a good job as far as Valley. But now versus Alcorn, we want to win the state of Mississippi. So each week we want to make sure as a staff, we give our guys something to push for. Because like I said, during the month of November, this is championship run. And we got to stay intact and take it one game at a time.
Thank you, sir. Good luck going forward, and pass along my regards to Coach Prime, please.
I definitely will, Mr. Hill. Thank you.
Next question goes to Dr. Cavill.
Coach, good afternoon.
Good to see you, Doc. Thank you.
No problem. Over your years of coaching, can you give us a little framework of why it's unique, to some degree special, to see two freshman quarterbacks that seem to be playing at such a high level matchup in a game like this?
Man, it's tremendous. You probably have to go back. My only experience with that was I was at Howard University with Greg McGee, was an outstanding quarterback, ended up throwing over 10,000 yards by the time he finished his career. I know in the Swac, you had some. You probably go back to Steve McNair. When I was at Howard, we played against Steve McNair his freshman year. He led us up in the Circuit City Classic. But anytime you get a freshman quarterback that can come do those type of things, that means your program is heading in the right direction. That means you made the right selection when you chose that guy coming into your program. But like you said, it's hard to win ball games, and it makes it easier when you got that trigger man that can make you better offensively. Get you out of bad plays and turn it into a good play. And I think that's what Texas Southern has. And I think we definitely have that in Shedeur. And it shows in the success of the game. I know right now we're sitting there one loss, and I know they pretty much have like five, but they're playing very well because of Body. He definitely is the one that makes that offense go. And like you said, it's good to have a guy like that for the next 3 to 4 years, you got a guy that you can build a program around.
Coach, I know you're not going to lay out the game plan for me, but if you would just talk about talk about your defense. What type of things do you want to do versus a freshman quarterback, or are you just focusing on the things that you tend to want to do game to game? Are there any unique changes that you do from a matchup like this, or is it just really focused on these are the things we do, we're going to do them well, let's continue to get better?
They watch film, so anything I say, I'm sure they're not going to be surprised. They have a great coaching staff. And like I said, dog, we just do what we do. We know that when you go back to Alabama A&M, Glass is an outstanding quarterback. And the things that we did to him, we want to make sure that we try to duplicate that this week, because you got to make sure that quarterback, you put pressure on him. You got to make him feel uncomfortable. You got to give him different looks and make him one-dimensional. Once we understood with Glass, as far as putting pressure on him, make sure we hit him within the whistle. And, he's getting up and off the ground. Just get him somewhere. We saw I think it was the Grambling game where they pretty much put a lot of pressure on him, and we kind of picked up on that to make sure that we want to put him in that same mindset throughout the game. And this week we got a freshman that does a lot of things that Glass can do as far as making all the throws. He's probably more elusive for us in the run game when compared to Glass. But we want to do the same thing. It's no secret. We want to keep him in the pocket, make him be a quarterback, keep containment, because he's better when he extends the plays as far as making those type plays. So let's see if he can make those type throws by sitting in the pocket, staring down the barrel of a gun with someone coming right at him, see if he can stand in there and make that throw and make the right checks also. They do a lot of good things on offense. They do some things as far as what we call FIB, formation the boundaries. They're very good with RPOs. They do a great job as far as mixing it up. And their quick game is very efficient too. So knowing what they do best as far as trying to get the ball out of his hands, we want to make sure that we probably just change up things, give him a different look. And when they do drop back to throw the football, we want to make sure we're in the right call to put pressure on him to see